Welcome back with another video on tryhackme.com. This is Zaheen here. We are doing cyber kill chain. So in previous video, we covered from task 1 to task 6. Today we're gonna cover from task 7 to task 10. So let's get into it. Okay, command and control. After getting persistence and executing the malware on the victim's machine, Megatron opens up the C2 command and control channel through the malware to remotely control and manipulate the victim. This term is also known as C and C or C2 beaconing, as a type of malicious communication between a C and C command and control server and malicious on the and malware on the infected host. The infected host will continuously communicate with the C2 server. It is also where the beaconing term came from. So it will tell us, the compromised servers will tell our command and control system that I'm there, I'm live, I'm accessible. So you can do anything and send me the command to execute. The compromised endpoint would communicate with an external server set up by an attacker to establish a command and control channel. After establishing the connection, the attacker has full control of the victim's machine. Until recently, IRC Internet Relay Chat was the traditional C2 channel used by the attacker. This is no longer the case, as modern security solutions can easily detect malicious IRC traffic. The most common C2 channels used by adversary nowadays are the protocol HTTP on port 80, or most probably it is HTTPS on port 443. This type of beaconing blends in the malicious traffic with the legitimate traffic and can help the attacker avoid firewalls because it is encrypted traffic. DNS, domain name server. The infected malicious machine makes constant DNS requests to the DNS server that belongs to an attacker. This type of C2 communication is known as a DNS tunneling. All right. Important to note that an adversary or another compromised host can be owner of the C2 infrastructure. So the DNS tunneling is where you can send the DNS requests. So DNS requests usually are not blocked at all. So you can use this DNS request to exfiltrate data by just requesting the DNS. All right. For example, I have this tryhackme.com domain. This is the domain I am using, and I'm using DNS tunneling or something like that. So if I am exfiltrating the data, I will make the data part of the queries. So all of these queries will be logged on my DNS server side, and by this I will be able to for example, exfiltrate the data. For example, username and password that we gather, or some files, some SAM files, or some password files, or some other files that are there on the system can be, can be exfiltrated by DNS requests. So DNS requests are very powerful. And if you know what you are doing, you can do a lot of damage by just requesting the DNS request. All right. Important to note that an adversary or another compromised host can be the owner of C2 infrastructure. All right. What is the C2 communication? Where the victim makes regular DNS requests to a DNS server and domain which belongs to another attacker. So this is called DNS tunneling. I will just copy paste here. Without the dot. Awesome. All right. Task 8. We are very close. Actions on objective exfiltration. Okay. After going through 6 phases of the attack, Megatron, evil transformer, can finally achieve his goals, which means taking actions on the original objectives, with hands-on keyboard access. The attacker can achieve the following: collect the credentials from users, perform privilege escalation, gaining elevated access like domain administrator access from a workstation by exploiting the misconfiguration. This is the highest level of access that you can get on a Active Directory form. All right. So if you have this kind of access, you can do pretty much anything. Internal reconnaissance, for example, an attacker gets to interact with internal software to find its vulnerabilities, lateral movement through the company's environment, collect and exfiltrate sensitive data, deleting the backups and shadow copies. Shadow copy is a Microsoft terminology or technology that can create backup copies, snapshot of the computer files or volumes, override or corrupt data. Alright, can you provide a technology included in the Microsoft Windows that can create backup copies or snapshot of the files or volumes on the computer even when they are in use? So we call it shadow copy. Nice technique. Alright, moving on to the 9, where we will do actual practice. So let me launch the website itself. Alright, we really hope you enjoyed this room. Of course, we enjoyed this room. Learn, improve, and practice. In order to center your knowledge, let's do a practice analysis. Here is a real-world scenario for you to tackle. The infamous Target cyber attack, which led to one of the largest data breaches in the history, took place on November 27, 2013. On December 19, 2013, Target released a statement confirming the breach, stating that approximately 40 million credit and debit card accounts were impacted between November 27th and December 15, 2013. Target had to pay the fine of 18.5 million US dollars under the term of multi-state settlement agreement. This is considered to be the largest data breach settlement in history. It could be, it could not be, depending on the company. They will say that the overall loss was bigger than the $18.5 million. Okay, so it really subjective. How did the data breach happen? Deploy the static site attached to this task. We already did so. Apply your skills to build the cyber kill chain of the scenario. Here are some tips to help you complete the practical. Add each item on the list in the correct kill chain entry form on the static site lab. Okay. Exploit public facing application. Okay. Okay. So they're saying exploit public facing application, data from local system, PowerShell, dynamic linker hijacking, spear phishing attachment, and fallback channels. Okay, so let's see what we need to do. So we know that this is reconnaissance and this is weaponization. This is basically delivery, this is exploitation, this is installation, this is command and control, and losses of objectives, right? So exploit public facing website will come here. Okay, data from local system. So we'll get the data from local system, spear phishing attachment, so packaging will be here. Okay, exploit public facing website. This is exploitation. Dynamic linker hijacking. This would come here, I think. We'll do the exploitation of public facing website, I think here. I hope this is true. This is where we are installing something. Fallback channels. I don't know about this. PowerShell. Yeah, let's put the PowerShell here and fallback channel here to see if our answers are correct. At least one of the answer is incorrect. No. Okay. So let's change this one at least. Let's put it here. Right. Trying to get it from a website. So exploitation will be here, which was our first impression, and then the installation will be with the dynamic link hijacking. All right. Is that correct? Yeah, it is correct. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Submit and we are good to go. So thanks to the Google search, I was able to come up with the correct answer here. If you check on any of the room on TryHackMe, you can just do a Google search. Somebody must have written some kind of walkthrough here, so which we can use to, go through a challenging room, right? So in this case, we were missing, just misplacing some of the values here, and all of other options were already correct. So we are moving to the conclusion. Let me minimize this. Okay, final thoughts. Cyber Kill Chain can be a great tool to improve network defense. Is it perfect? Can it be the only tool to rely on? No. The traditional Cyber Kill Chain or Lockheed Martin Cyber Kill Chain was last modified in 2011, which, if you remember, is the date of its establishment. The absence of the updates and modification creates security gaps. The traditional Cyber Kill Chain was designed to secure the network perimeter and protect against the malicious malware threats, but the cybersecurity threats have developed drastically nowadays. An adversary are combining multiple TTPs, tactics, techniques, and procedures to achieve their goal. Adversaries are capable of defeating threat intelligence by modifying the file hashes and IP addresses. Security solutions companies are developing techniques such as AI, artificial intelligence, and different algorithms to detect even slight and suspicious changes. Since the main focus of the framework is on the malware delivery and network security, traditional Cyber Kill Chain will not be able to identify insider threats. According to CISA, the insider threat is the potential for an insider to use their authorized access or understanding of an organization to harm that organization. So insider threat is a real threat now. We recommend not only relying on the traditional Cyber Kill Chain model, but also referring to the Metair attack as well as Unified Kill Chain, which we'll cover in next room, to apply a more comprehensive approach to your defense methodologies. Answer the question below, read the above. We have already done so. So congratulations guys, we have done and completed another room. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and also consider subscribing. Help us build the community on this channel. If you have any suggestion, please put it in the down below in the comment section, so I will get back to you on this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.